beautiful friends, and welcome back to my channel. This is Nova Gnome Creations, and I'm Nova, and I am so happy to see you today. I hope you guys had a great week. It is Friday, so you made it through another week. Give yourself a big pat on the back. Give yourself a big cup of coffee, or cup of tea, or cup of water, whatever it is that you prefer. Pick your poison, and just sit and chill for a little while. Maybe hang out with me for a bit. Today is Community Spotlight, so this is the day that is all about you guys. So I hope that you enjoy. I hope that you pull up a chair, hang out, maybe craft a little bit. Let me know what you guys got up to this week, if anything fun happened, or if you finished a project maybe. Just so you guys know, just a little reminder that you are always welcome to send in your makes for Community Spotlight. The way that you do that is below this video and all of my videos, I have a description box. If you click on that little read more, it'll expand it. And in that description box, there is an email. It is novagnomecreations@gmail.com, and you can send me an email at any time. I wait until I go to make my Community Spotlight videos to open up those Community Spotlight emails. And the way that I know that they're a Community Spotlight email is I ask that you please put Community Spotlight in the subject line of your email. Other than that, the only thing that I require is your name that you would like to be credited as and your pictures to be attached. You can include more info than that. You can say whatever you'd like to, but the bare minimum, Community Spotlight in the subject line. Make sure you attach your pictures, and then make sure you let me know what name to use when I make the video. And then I typically make those every Friday. Sometimes, especially in this last a couple of months, I've missed one here or there, but when I do that, I just roll all those videos into the next Community Spotlight. So whenever I make the video, you will be in it if you have sent in stuff. Like I said, I don't open those until I go to make the video, and that way I know they haven't been in a video. They're all bold-faced and unopened, all pristine in my email, and then I know I need to include those in the next Community Spotlight. So. And going forward into the summer, I will probably take a little bit of a step back from Community Spotlight. If I'm not getting a lot of entries a certain week, I will probably do it like every other week or something. I'm kind of going to give myself a little bit of a break with it. I've been doing Community Spotlight for over a year. Every Friday, and then in the last little bit, it's just been feeling a little bit sometimes I don't even have enough makes, enough entries. Sometimes I don't get any entries, and that's fine, but I still feel pressured to do it, so I'm just going to give myself that little bit of grace to be like, I don't got to do it every week. And by the way, I'm playing with a stitch marker while I talk, so if you were wondering what in the world I'm doing. But I'm going to give myself that little bit of grace to say, hey, you know, sometimes we will do it every other week, and I think that's totally fine. If there's a lot of makes, though, I will almost definitely still do it that week. But, you know, if there's only one or two makes or no makes, then I'll just roll it over to the next week. And I hope that you guys are okay with that. So Community Spotlight, if you don't know what it is where you guys send in your makes. It can be crochet, it can be knit, it can be loom knit, it can be any type of fiber arts, but it can also be anything you've made. It could be pottery, it could be painting, it could be Cricut, stuff you do with the Cricut, it could be diamond painting, clay stuff, drawing, coloring pages, you know, whatever you've been working on that you would like to share, feel free to send that in. We are all a bunch of crafty folks here, and people really, really love to see what the community has been up to. It's a great little opportunity to come together and share your work and get that little appreciation, that little boost from people who actually get it, who are like-minded, who are interested in the same stuff as you. People around you in your day-to-day life might not be, and that's fine, but it's kind of crappy to be excited about something and not have somewhere to share that, not have people who get it. So this is that place where you can come and share your work, and people are going to get it. They're going to be excited with you. They're going to love it. And this is also a place to come and get inspiration. So whether you like to share things for Community Spotlight or you just like to see what other people have been up to, it goes both ways. It works both ways, and you can always swap sides. Sometimes you might share, and sometimes you might be here to get some inspiration. The thing that I do ask is if you have a minute just to drop a comment, a positive comment about somebody's work. You know, whatever pops into your mind while you're watching this video. If you see somebody's work and, you know, a compliment comes to mind or a thought comes to mind, feel free to drop that down below. Obviously, if it's rude, you can keep that to yourself. But if it's positive, feel free to drop that, because you don't know what those people are going through. You don't know that person, that individual. They could be having the worst week of their life. They could be feeling so down, and your comment could be that pick-me-up. They may be feeling stagnant in their craft. They may feel like maybe they're not good enough. Maybe they should just not continue. You could be that person that spurs on their continuing, that tells them, hey, you are so amazing. You're doing a great job. Just because a couple people around you don't get that in your day-to-day life does not mean that you are not valid, that your work is not valid. Like, you're doing awesome. And you just don't understand. You can't completely understand the impact you have on somebody else. You just have to take it on faith that you saying those positive things is going to have an impact. And, you know, the degree that it has an impact, you'll never know. But it can have a really big impact. So, if you can, leave a positive comment. And then also on Community Spotlight Days, I do usually share with you a little bit of what I have been up to. So I thought today I would show you guys this bag. You may recognize it. I made this, I don't know how long ago I made this. Not super long ago, but not super recently either. A couple months ago. But you may notice it has a little bit more structure to it. I'm thinking about expanding this strap, making it maybe a little bit wider, maybe a little bit more structured, or like double layering it maybe. I think it'll be fine, but it is a little stretchy and like kind of on the thinner side. So I don't know. I haven't taken this out and like worn it as a purse yet. So I think I will take it out and wear it as a purse and then decide if I want to modify the strap. But this bag was not lined and it was very, very floppy. And I used like softer yarn for these granny squares. So it didn't really hold its shape. It was very just kind of, it would just kind of, you know what I'm saying? If you've ever made something that doesn't hold its shape, it could just kind of all blob together and not really look like a bag. And it wouldn't really hold its structure like as a bag. So I hadn't used it yet. I just kind of had it sitting in here knowing that I needed to line it. I do not know how to use a sewing machine. I don't have a sewing machine. I've gotten a sewing machine in the past, secondhand, like at a thrift store, and I attempted to learn how to use it, and it was like a massive fail, and I eventually just got rid of the sewing machine. So that's been my experience with sewing machines. So I sew by hand, which I've never been like, you know, actually taught how to sew. It's just one of those things that I feel like when you pick up a needle and thread, you kind of get the idea of like how to squish or how to like work it together, not squish it together. You kind of just naturally get ideas of how to sew. And that's how I've always sewn. Like whenever I do sew, I just kind of do it. So that is what I did with this bag. But I had an idea because I was looking at my bags that were hanging on the door out there. Whenever I film in my like dining room area where my computer is, you guys probably see I have like a big mass of bags that hang on the closet door out there. And I was looking at them and I'm like, some of these bags I have not used in years. I just keep them because I'm like, well, they're bags. Like you never know when you're going to need a bag. But some of them, you know, like more purse type bags, or there's a few different types of bags over there that I just don't use. I was like, okay, I should probably donate those. I really want to do like a little bit of a purge, go around, probably sometime in the next month or so, go around and get like a big donate together, just to clear things out a little bit. I have a tendency to keep a lot of stuff and keep things just on like principle, and I really need to like declutter a little bit sometimes, you know, just for like ease of living. It's easier to not have so much stuff. I will always be a cluttery person. That's just how I am. But sometimes you got to get rid of some stuff if you're going to keep getting other stuff. You know what I mean? It's just the way of the world. So anyway, I was looking at them and I was like, you know what? Rather than just donate that bag, it was a specific bag, I was like, what if I repurpose it? So I actually really liked this bag, and I kept it because it was Pokemon. I liked it because it was Pokemon, but it was a black bag that only had the Pokemon print on one side, and come to find out it was actually double layered with like a liner on the inside, which I didn't even realize. But I never really used the bag for two reasons. One, the strap wasn't long enough. I like to wear my bags crossbody. It didn't have a long enough strap to do that. And then the other reason was it didn't really hold its shape super well. The outside of the bag was like made of t-shirt material, and it was just kind of not like a really specific shape. I don't know. So the biggest reason was definitely the lack of long enough strap though. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna try something. So what I did was, hang on, let me open this out of camera if I can. I want to hold something off for surprise. Okay, so this is the inside of the bag. Just marvel over my amazing sewing. Just kidding, don't judge me. But this bag had a magnetic closure, and it had this liner. So what I ended up doing was I cut off the outside of it because I wanted to save that front panel with the Pokemon imagery on it. And then when I did that, the whole outside of it just was like coming off, and I was like, oh, it's like not connected onto here. So I just took that whole part off. And then this lining was just a little bit bigger than this bag is, which was perfect. It even has like a pocket somewhere right here. It even has double pockets right here. So what I did was I went all around the edges sewing it on, and let me flip this for you so you can see. I went all around the edges sewing it on, and then when I got to the corners, I kind of bunched it up and stuck the extra bag behind it, and then sewed over it. So like behind this is actually like extra bag. You can kind of see it kind of wadded up because it wasn't the perfect shape, but it did have the bottom shape too, where how I made like a little bit of a bottom for this. So it was kind of perfect. Now the other thing that I ended up doing was the front flap was very, very floppy and just not like really holding its shape. Also, my bag now has black in between the stitches on here, and I wanted this to have black in between the stitches. So this is the flap to my purse. Let me do a little magnet. So I've got a little extra closure now because that magnet was already on there. And then I did this. Obviously, I had to pick which way to do it. It's going to be upside down if you're holding it up. It's going to be right side up if it's flipped completely open. Just had to just pick a way. So what I did was I took this front of the bag, I folded it to shape and cut it to shape. This was actually, believe it or not, a pretty good chunk of that imagery that was on the front. So I barely wasted any at all. Like here is like the waist. And I have all of it sitting there still if I can come up with some other way to use it. But I folded it at the edges and everything. And then the back of the image for the front was actually white, and I wanted it to be black. So I took the other side of the bag that I had taken off, and I attached it to the back of this, folding it and layering it and everything, so that it would be black. And then I also added a couple of buttons, and I sewed these right through. It was actually so much like a thick layer because it was like this and then multiple layers of the padding or the lining, but I put a couple of buttons on there, and I think it looks so cute. So here's what it looks like. I think it looks adorable, and well, I already thought the bag looked cute, but it didn't hold its shape at all, so it was just very, very floppy, very just like kind of hanging there. So I knew I needed to line it, but I really love this. This is like a perfect little peekaboo to my interests. You know, for one, I've got the crochet bag, but then for two, I've got the little peekaboo of Pokemon in there. And I reused or repurposed a bag that I haven't used literally in years, but that I was just keeping because I liked that it was Pokemon. So, yeah, I think it came out really, really good. I'm very happy with it. There's nothing in here yet. And the only thing that I could think of that I might modify is just making the strap thicker. But I loved that it already had the inside all shaped right and everything. So I didn't have to do a ton of sewing. the edges of the bag were even already like this type of thing. I don't even know what that would be called, but I just kept that and just sewed it to here. So I feel like it's got like a really, really nice edging. And like I said, the bag is already shaped like a bag. It's got pockets, and it has those little magnetic closures. And then now I also had extra fabric after removing that outer layer to line the back of this with. So that was something I really needed to do, was lining the back of this, because it was just a very soft, floppy yarn layer, and it just didn't function as a flap. But now it's definitely got a lot of structure to it. So that is my make that I wanted to share with you guys. Very happy with it. And now I can actually use this. So I'm actually going to have a crochet bag I get to use. I'm very excited about that. And I am excited to see what you guys have been up to. So I am going to hop over to my email, get in there and get out your guys' community spotlight makes and put together our little montage. I hope you'll stick around and leave a nice comment down below. Also, if you're doing anything fun this weekend, let me know. By the way, big reminder, I probably should have mentioned this earlier in the video, but it just occurred to me. Tomorrow is Gnome of the Month. Gnome of the Month. So if you would like to get your submissions in for Gnome of the Month, you can submit any gnome, kind of the same as Community Spotlight. You do not have to have crocheted it, but anything that you have made, I guess I should specify, anything that you have made, you are welcome to submit for Gnome of the Month, as long as it is a gnome and you made it. So you can submit those the same way as Community Spotlight, except for that you put Gnome of the Month in the subject line, attach pictures of your gnome, and let me know what name you would like to be credited as. Emails in the description box, novagnomecreations@gmail.com. But yeah, Gnome of the Month is tomorrow, so if you want to get in on that, do not forget. I'm super excited. I'm going to be dropping a pattern tomorrow, so I am excited to share that with you guys. My gnome for this month, I did a pattern up for, so I hope that you guys like it, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys! Okay, so we are jumping right in with some fantastic stuff. So these are made by Christine. I will pop her info up on the screen where you can actually go to purchase these. She has like a website, and she said that on Wednesdays she posts on her Facebook page. Oh, I can't remember. It was like Amazing Fiber something. I'll also pop that up on the screen. But she posts so that you know what's going to be coming to her little website. She said it's called her shelf, which I thought was really cute. But holy smokes, she made some really, really cool stuff. So all of these makes, up until I say that they're not her makes, are all Christine's. There is some gorgeous stuff here. Look at these cute hats. Little granny stitch hats. And then there's these little like crocheted teacups with teacup coasters. And there's like little bedazzlings on the handle and like a flower. These are giving me like really fancy Mad Hatter vibes. Like we can have these at the tea party. You could even put these on a hat. They would be so cute. And then I want these. So these are like little jewelry holders, and they're mushroom themed, and they are so cute. I love them. Super awesome makes, Christine. Thank you so much for sharing with us. And then our lovely crafty Sonia sent in this Tegu reptile, if I'm saying that right. Tegu. It was a commission. This thing is so cool. I opened it up and I was like, what? Look at the pattern work on this. Like the patterns that she, like, I'm assuming drew on here. Wow. That is so detailed. Like, whoa. I was really blown away. This is like really good crochet work and also just really good attention to detail. And then my lovely Amy at Hooked on Wishing Crochet sent in these two little chicks. They are the ones that are made with the African granny flower thing, the two granny squares. That I made one of those too recently. And then this is her own creation where she like went all over the internet pulling together a bunch of different like mishmashes of things she liked from different patterns to make this bag. It's so cool. I think it's gorgeous. And then our Gnomie Michelle, aka the Crafty Farm Gal, sent in some makes. Look at this adorable dragon. This is a paid pattern from Knotting Hook Crochet on Etsy, and she named it Sunny. I think it is so cute. I love it. She also used a YouTube tutorial to make a universe playmat for her little 3-year-old nephew, and she lined the back of it. I love this. Like, I want to make one of these for me. Like, I actually think this is so cute, and you did a really, really good job on both of these makes. Thank you so much for sharing. And then my beautiful friend Julie Ann made this child's cat-themed cowl and hat set. I think it is so cute. I love the little ears and the little like whiskers and nose. And she also made an adult set for or with a houndstooth theme. I think it is so cute. Both of these are going to be sent over to Rose Likes Crochet for her charity that she likes to collect things for called Wings. If you haven't heard of that, you should head over there and check that out. It is a really good cause for domestic violence shelter, and she does that like all the time, like year-round pretty much. And last but certainly not least, we have some makes from Robin Welch. She made some baskets. I love the fact that you used leather handles on these. I have never seen anybody do that on a crochet basket before. She also sent in this adorable little dog. I love it. I love its little spot eye. And she made this very huggable looking whale. I love its little purple eye. And then she said Finn liked the baskets that she made, and I love this so much. This would literally be both of my cats. Anything crocheted, they are in it before I can even finish it. Thank you guys so much for sending in your makes. Everybody did awesome. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.